ultimately we want to think about is ways in which that we work with the body, which is where yoga therapy shows up. And it goes back to the principles of restoring a kind of embodied self-awareness. So what we're going to survey this morning is some of these themes. And then we're going to wrap up with some practical discussions around how do these principles of trauma healing actually show up in your classroom? How do you begin the journey of becoming a bit more trauma informed? And you'll explore this topic with another faculty member a little later on as well. This will be a theme that is picked up throughout the program. And so this is just the beginning, and there's more to come. But let's get started. Any of the material provided in this is just for your education. It is not a substitution for the pursuit of your own care with those for whom you trust to help guide you on that journey. So, as everyone was alluding to, when we think about mental struggles in general, there really is two kind of binary hypotheses that inform the causes of mental suffering. One is a rather old and still debatable and debated idea around unactualized developmental wishes and longings, sometimes called sort of the early psychoanalytic theory of infantile development as it meets adult-based encounters with neurosis. These unactualized infantile wishes is one hypothesis. The other hypothesis is that most of our suffering comes about as the result of trauma. That trauma is at the heart of so much of what we see as this quote unquote mental illness encounter, right? And it really does seem to be the case that that latter theory holds a lot of weight. That, as I alluded to the other day, because of how we have evolved so quickly in the last few hundred years, creating a world that technologically is out of sync with our own humanistic ethos, we have put ourselves in situations where we have to live and work in spaces and places that are not in alignment with the organic intelligence of our bodies. We work faster, we work far much longer, and we work under a great deal more pressure. And we simply have not evolved to be computers and therefore struggle to work and survive in a technocratic world that has been exploited, pillaged, colonized, and not really adequately repaired. And so as a result of those systemic intergenerational components, the global burden of trauma continues to increase, and which is why we at the Traumatic Stress Research Consortium really do postulate that we are indeed a traumatized species. And so amongst all of our attempts to taxonomize human suffering, we have yet to get to any single causal chain that allows us to mitigate a central cause, because it's always more than one cause. The levels of disorganization have such complexity, such uniqueness, such unique features, because every experience, every life, every body is different.